Think and Grow Rich, Lessons from 3 Self-Made Millionaires. There are things they don't teach you in school, like how to keep money, or how to avoid working your whole life and still be poor. But if you're here, you've probably started asking different questions. Why do I work so hard but still have nothing left? Why are others no more talented than me, living more freely? Welcome to Wealth Mindset 99, where we not only discuss the mindset of prosperity, but also share real-life stories of real people, and together uncover the hidden aspects of the financial game. If you want to break free from the work, pay, bills, repeat cycle and start playing by the rules of those who win, you've come to the right place. There's a truth that sounds absurd, yet holds true for millions out there. The harder they work, the poorer they become. Have you ever witnessed this? Someone wakes up at 5 a.m., works 2 jobs, yet still can't make ends meet, while another person works less, lives more calmly, but after 5 years owns a house, has assets, and enjoys freedom. Why? If hard work alone were enough, the hardest workers would be the wealthiest. The answer isn't in the sweat, it's in the mindset. Because in the world of money, no one wins by simply doing more. The winner is the one who understands the rules of the game more deeply. Jim Rohn once said, "You're not paid for the hour, you're paid for the value you bring to the hour." The right mindset creates the right value. The wrong mindset, the more you do, the more depleted you become. In the Bible, there's the parable of the master who entrusted his servants with talents, and one servant knew how to multiply his 5 talents into 10. Another servant buried his talent in the ground, afraid of losing it, and in the end, he did lose it. Not because of the amount, but because of a poverty mindset about money. The Jewish people believe money doesn't create itself. It's created by mindset and then maintained by discipline. And that's why in this video, we won't just talk about wealth, but about the way of thinking that leads to wealth. 3 self-made millionaires. 3 mindsets forged from failure. 3 rules of the game that, if you don't know, will always leave you behind in the financial race. Lesson number 1. The right mindset creates money. Growing up, you were probably told, work hard and everything will be all right. And you believed it. You went to school diligently, you've got a stable job, you paid your bills on time, you worked overtime, you thought, just a little more effort and things will get better. But 10 years pass. You look back and find yourself in the same place. Or worse, you're deeper in debt, more stressed, and less free. Why? Because that belief isn't wrong, but it's incomplete. Hard work is necessary, but hard work with the wrong mindset only guarantees a more secure poverty. David, a Mexican immigrant, worked as a mechanic in a Texas auto repair shop. No degree, no capital, no connections. He worked 12 hours a day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. After 8 years, all he had was a sore back and a nearly empty bank account. One day, David heard a Jim Rohn podcast. One sentence jolted him awake in the middle of the night. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. And more importantly, don't work for money. Learn to have money work for you. David started rethinking his approach to money. The poor think, to have more money, I must work more. The rich think, to have more money, I must create more value, without being dependent on my own labor. The poor sell their time. The rich sell solutions. The poor work manually. The rich design systems that run automatically. In the Bible it says, a prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. David stopped working 12 hours a day. He spent 2 hours a day learning how to build an online booking system. After 3 years, David no longer stood in the repair shop. He owned 3 auto repair branches, and his steady monthly income surpassed what he had earned in the previous 10 years combined. This proved that poverty isn't scary. What's scary is repeating the same old mindset, expecting new results. So never expect positive outcomes if you continue with the same old methods. Lesson number 2. True wealth is the ability to create value. There are people with a lot of money, but one crisis wipes them out. There are also people who start with almost nothing, but within a few years create a stable income stream. Because money in the bank isn't true wealth. True wealth is the ability to create value and transform that value into cash flow. Linda, a single mother, worked as a cashier in an Ohio supermarket. In the evenings, she tutored a few children in her neighborhood. One day, a parent asked, "Do you offer online tutoring?" She shook her head. "I'm not good with computers." That night, she reconsidered. No capital, no degree, no connections. But she had one thing: the ability to explain complex concepts in a simple, understandable way. And she started learning. She learned how to record videos with her old phone, how to upload videos to YouTube, how to write captions, create thumbnails, and share her videos in parent groups. Step by step, slow but steady. For the first 3 months, no one watched. In the 4th month, one video reached 80,000 views. She launched online classes, wrote ebooks, and created digital products. The Jewish people have a saying, "The wealthy don't seek external assets. They invest in their internal abilities, the kind that generate returns forever." Brian Tracy said, "Your most valuable asset isn't in the bank, it's your ability to earn money with your mind." The poor accumulate possessions. The rich accumulate skills. The poor buy things that make them look rich. The rich build things that generate recurring value. Linda didn't become rich overnight, but 2 years later, she quit her job. Her income from ebooks, online courses, and classes steadily exceeded $6,000 per month. She had time for her child, no longer working night shifts. From someone who started with nothing, she created a cash flow, not through capital, but through mindset. A student asked her, "Teacher, how do I know what's valuable about me?" She smiled and said, "Look at what you can do that others need. That's your first asset." Indeed, true wealth isn't in a safe. It's in your ability to solve problems for others, to bring value to society, turn solutions into products, turn skills into cash flow. And no one teaches you that in school. Lesson number 3. Cash flow is king. Discipline is the gatekeeper. Let me tell you about James, a 27-year-old banker earning $90,000 a year. Nice apartment, new car, dining out every week. On social media, he looked like an early success story. But in reality, he was living on credit cards. No assets, no emergency fund, no passive income. When the bank restructured, James lost his job. Within 2 months, he was in chaos. Couldn't pay his debts on time, no support system. Just one realization: a high income doesn't save someone without discipline. James reread The Richest Man in Babylon. The sentence that haunted him most was, "A part of all you earn is yours to keep. It should be not least a tenth, no matter how little you earn. It can be as much more as you can afford. Pay yourself first." James started from scratch. He reorganized his spending, cutting out the looking rich expenses. He moved to a smaller apartment, drove an older car, and cooked his own meals. Not for asceticism, but he needed time to relearn the rules of the game. He researched passive income, learned how to sublet his spare room. He started a blog about personal finance based on his own bitter experience, created a YouTube channel to share his journey, unvarnished, no theories. 6 months later, James had 3 additional income streams, small but consistent. His finances gradually recovered. He no longer feared losing his job, because he no longer relied on a single source of income. The Jewish people have a principle: spend what you like after you've invested. But if you spend first and then think about investing, you've already lost from the start. Meanwhile, the Bible says, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down." James realized that cash flow doesn't appear magically. It's the result of the right mindset, that consistent discipline, and small actions repeated over time. A friend asked him, "Where did you learn this?" James replied, "I learned it when I lost everything." Cash flow isn't something unattainable. It can start with small savings, an idea you once dismissed, a spending habit corrected, and most importantly, from you, when you stop and relearn. 3 people, 3 different starting points, but one thing in common: awakening, pausing, and relearning the rules of the money game. The truth is, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. Money isn't just in your wallet, it's in your mindset. If you are faithful in little things, you will be faithful in large ones. How you do anything is how you do everything. You don't need to wait for $100,000. Just learn how to manage $10 properly. And repeat that with discipline. You've heard enough get-rich-quick schemes. Perhaps it's time to pause, to think differently. Think and Grow Rich isn't just a book, it's a way of life. If this video resonated with you, hit like, so I know you're here. Share this video with someone you care about. Sometimes a timely message can change an entire journey. Comment below with your biggest takeaway. I read every single comment. And don't forget to subscribe to Wealth Mindset 99, because what you're about to hear next, it isn't just about finances. It's about living proactively, consciously, and strategically. You don't need to win immediately, but you must be aware, and you must begin.